Welcome to today's market report. European stock markets are seen opening little lower on Tuesday, weighed by weakness on Wall Street as time begins to run out on a new US stimulus package, while European governments continue to tighten public health measures to stop the spread of COVID-19. DAX futures traded 0.1% lower, CAC 40 dropped 0.7%, FTSE fell 0.4%. DAX was at 12,800, CAC was at 4,900, FTSE was at 5,800. In the US, stocks closed lower on Monday amid doubts the country's lawmakers will reach a stimulus deal ahead of a Tuesday deadline imposed by House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. The Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 1.4%, the S&P 500 closed 1.6% lower, and the Nasdaq settled down 1.7%. The Dow Jones was at 28,190. S&P was at 3,400. Nasdaq was at 11,470. Pelosi's statement late on Monday that differences were narrowing in talks with Treasury Secretary Stephen Mnuchin did briefly increase hopes that a deal could be passed before the presidential election. Meanwhile, the number of global COVID-19 cases also continues its incessant rise, topping 40 million according to Johns Hopkins University data. Ireland late on Monday declared a 6-week lockdown of non-essential businesses in the latest indication that European authorities are struggling to bring the virus back under control. Europe has been hardest hit with the second wave, but the number of new cases in the United States late last week also rose 13% to more than 393,000, approaching levels last seen during the summer peak, according to a Reuters analysis. Returning to Europe, exchange operator Euronext said its stock exchanges should open smoothly after a software glitch caused its worst outage in 2 years on Monday that culminated in a failed closing auction. UBS will be in the spotlight after the Swiss banking giant posted a double in its third quarter profit, helped by a strong performance in investment banking as well as an unexpected rise in earnings for wealth management. Oil prices weakened on Tuesday on continued worries about the demand for oil going forward, given the number of COVID-19 cases continues to mount, particularly in large oil consumer nations in Europe and in the US. US crude futures traded 0.4% lower at $40.91 a barrel. Brent contract fell 0.4% to $42.46 per barrel. Gold futures fell 0.4% to $1,903.55 per ounce. On the FX front, GBP/USD is in a downside consolidation phase in early Europe this Tuesday, hovering around 129.50, awaiting a fresh update on Brexit for fresh impetus. The spot rallied as high as 130.32 on expectations of a Brexit breakthrough ahead of the fresh round of talks between the EU chief negotiator Michel Barnier and his British counterpart David Frost. However, the bears returned and knocked off the pair nearly 100 pips lower to near 129.40 region after Frost said that the UK sees no basis to resume trade talks with the Union unless there is a fundamental change in approach from Brussels. The saga still continues with the final Brexit deadline set on December 31st. Technically, the spot has confirmed a descending trendline breakout on the hourly chart, opening doors for a rally towards 131. On its way north, the consolidation following Monday's sell-off has carved out a potential bear flag pattern on the hourly chart. A test of 128.50 levels is due on the cards in the near term should the pattern get confirmed on an hourly closing below 129.38. Ahead of 128.50 price tag, the 129 support will challenge the bear's commitment. Eurodollar has been edging up amid hopes for US fiscal stimulus, while Eurozone coronavirus cases and political uncertainty are holding the currency pair back. closely set to Tuesday as the deadline to reach a deal. Talks have been dragging on for a month, and the election are due in exactly 2 weeks. Markets are set to seize on any hint if an agreement is coming or not. Christine Lagarde, president of the ECB, raised concerns of a slowdown stemming from the second wave of coronavirus. The ECB announces its decision next week, and for now, no new measures are anticipated. However, additional COVID-19 statistics and lockdown news may push the Frankfurt-based institution to action. Eurodollar now looks set to test the 50-day simple moving average located at 117.95 after having risen by nearly 0.5% on Monday. The dollar index was up less than 0.1% at 93.445. This is today's market news. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.